lines up. This time, Pinder lines up as the boundary wide receiver. Looks him off. El Kadri's going to keep it. Try and do it on his own. He'll gain maybe 2 yards. That'll be 3rd and 3 now. And again, 4 down football here. The inaugural Wild Rose Bowl put on by West Can Football Development. So happy to be invited out to this great program. Dave Dawson, Calvin Bellows, Aaron Torrezo. Torrezo? I'm going to butcher your name, Aaron. Torrezo, that's the one? All right. Your broadcast crew today. El Kadri, the handoff to Stanko, straight ahead. And he's going to gain the first down yardage and a couple more. So a good start here for the Gold Senior team as the blue team kicked off, an onside kickoff. Don't see that too often to start a game. They wanted the ball, and unfortunately for them, their handoff was bobbled and then turned over on a fumble. So El Kadri, 1st and 10 again. Airs it out. He's got daylight. Touchdown! Number 13, I believe it was, who caught that one. So El Kadri with the touchdown in the early goings of the game. Whoever was wearing 13 caught that ball. That's the important part. That's a great start for El Kadri. Marching the ball down the field, using his running back, Stanko, and then had one receiver into the boundary. Used that one with great precision as he drew the defenders. The running backs came up and thought that Stanko was going to run the ball. And then 13 got in behind, which I don't have on the roster. So if your parents are listening, I apologize, young man, but you're going to be the man without a name. The important part is, nice opening drive touchdown for the team in gold. As the look at the convert here. So Caleb El Kadri takes it on his own, gets the first down. Then the next play, bombs it in the air, puts it in the outstretched arms, and it's 7-0 for the Gold team here early on in the Senior Bowl and the Wild Rose Bowl of the West Can Football Development Program. Beautiful University of Lethbridge Community Stadium. We thought we were going to have a storm this afternoon, but Mother Nature has decided to give us a big smile for the rest of the afternoon, and why not? It's been an outstanding day. The Doppler radar was calling for a big one, but it seems to be staying away for now, as if you are from Southern Alberta, you really know that you wait 5 minutes. If you're not happy with the weather, it kind of changes its mind fairly quickly. So, all right, a procedure call will bring the ball back 5 yards in a kickoff. So the kickoff from the 40 instead of the 45. Grades 9, 10, and 11 here in the Senior Bowl. 6, 7, and 8 in the Junior Bowl before that. Try to set up the return right into one of his teammates, unfortunately, and he hits a wall of defenders, does number 21, Akota Dennis from Lacombe. Now, Team Blue, after that costly turnover on that fumble, El Kadri marched all the way down the field. They will scrimmage now from there. 40-yard line. 1st and 10. 7-11 on the clock. Mitchell Simmons rolls out to his right. Has a look. Right into the hands of the fullback, number 44, and he boots that one, and he's not happy with the result. Was Warren Stewart Brown, the Sylvan Lake native. We get another look at that. Often you see in situations like that one, and the player knows that he made that mistake. Sometimes quarterbacks go right back to the same play again just to flush it, as Mike Riley said at one point in time. You flush and you move on. That play's in the books, and no sense in harping on that one again. So Mitchell Simmons, Blackfalds native of Blue Senior, the quarterback, lines up. Two receivers to his right and left. And the handoff. Not able to get through the defensive primary line of defenders. Gain of about 4 yards. Decent gain on second down production. So bringing up third and probably 6. Third and 7 from the 43-yard line is Mitchell Simmons. 3 receivers to his right and 2 to the boundary. Simmons has a look. Takes the check down option or the nice tight slant. And there you go. It is number 44 with the reception. Warren Stewart Brown, the Sylvan Lake native, the one who bobbled it briefly before, gets himself a gain of about 14 for a first down. Nice positive yards for Team Blue. Again, beautiful blue skies here. The junior team had pouring rain to deal with for about the first quarter and a half, which put a lot of balls on the carpet, but good, solid offensive movement here in this Senior Bowl. Simmons now, 1st and 10 from the gold 52-yard line. Now the pitch in the backside. That's contact and a gain of about 3 yards, as he'll do the Booker T spinneroonie to get back to his feet. That's Cone Lachuk May from Medicine Hat. The running back spot, took the pitch and went on the right side. A lot of great football in the Medicine Hat area. I tell you, Crescent Heights and Medicine Hat High School. Spent a lot of years in broadcasting career there. And Quinn Skelton, I'm not sure if he's still coaching at Medicine Hat, but man, so much respect for his program and the outstanding football players that he's brought along over the years, and Rod Metz and Dustin Ressler in Crescent Heights and Medicine Hat. Simmons rolls out to his right side. Has to shake off it. That's a nice block. And more daylight. Simmons has room. Bombs it into the field side. Picked off. And heading the other way is the mysterious number 13. Can we get a name for him, please? He's got a touchdown and a pick, but he's not good enough to be on our roster, apparently. 3:51 left in the opening quarter, and 13 has been lucky and unlucky on both sides. Pretty exciting opening quarter here. So Simmons tried to roll out and found some daylight, but that was a good heads-up play, picking that off. Now the Wildcat, and that'll gain him a first down. A nice heads-up play there. You don't see that a lot in CFL when you're youth sports. It's frequently used in high school, obviously, and very much so. They tend to go to the Wildcat quite often.
Do you guys know who 13 White is?
As a player for Blue is down on one knee briefly, and he's back up. Good to hear. Logan McCallum, that is, a Lumley native.
No one up here seems to know.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Team Gold from the 40-yard line, and Caleb El-Kadri really has put on a clinic here so far this afternoon. Kadri lines up, takes a look into the field side, the field wide pass, the way dangerous one, and that's a reception. Going to be about a 7-yard gain, and it'll come all the way down. So it's Mason Aruka with that catch in a gain of about 7. So call it 2nd and 3. El Kadri, the handoff to Stanko, and he really has been able to penetrate that interior, but likely add on 15 there with some more cloth, and there's a lot of cloth. Could have used all that cloth in the first game to wipe down the water in our booth. So let the officials sort this one out. So without the benefit of in-house announcements, it looks like a lot of those infractions are going to go to the blue team. So things coming unraveled here pretty early for the team in blue. So it's going to be massive yardage in the shadows of their goalposts now. And if you're El Kadri, you're licking your lips. He's been outstanding so far as number 10, the quarterback for the team in white. And they are going to scrimmage from the 1-yard line. El Kadri lines up, one receiver into the boundary. He's going to keep it himself for the touchdown. Tosses it in the air in celebration. So turnovers and undisciplined play for the Blue early. A fumble and a pick have been the story for Blue. El Kadri was able to capitalize and make something of it. 13-0. Waiting the exclamation point or the caramel topping on the sundae to make it 14. 1:47 left in the opening quarter. So glad to have you along with us today, wherever you're tuning in from. And this, ooh, and that convert might have been blocked, or either that or potentially kicked that one left-footed, but so it's going to be still 13-0. But wherever you're joining us from today in our beautiful province, gathering of all areas here in this Wild Rose Bowl, many from the north, the Grand Prairie area, a lot of great football up there. Grand Prairie and Peace River, and they play their football well up in the northern parts of our province, as do they in the southern areas. And such a gorgeous drive. I drove down this morning from Edmonton, and such a nice, beautiful drive, peaceful down the number 2, and you get into the foothills area, in through some of the coulees. You can just open up that sunroof, put your shades on, and just blast away. Just a beautiful, beautiful area is Lethbridge. Lethbridge Community, University of Lethbridge Community Stadium. So kicking off from the 45-yard line. Team Blue will look to claw themselves out of this hole they've dug in early on here. Looking for a break on the kickoff, and he'll get some decent yardage up to the 45. Good crowd on hand here as well. No umbrellas anymore. It certainly was take cover for the opening game today, but Mother Nature has certainly given us a pat on the shoulder for the second one. Mitchell Simmons will line up at quarterback. As he leads his team out. So 1st and 10 from the 45, they'll call it. Down 13-0.
No one knows. They just know they switched jersey numbers. We should just put on different colors. Yeah. Jet. I don't know. I just asked. Oh, Jet is the one. He has one of us. Oh, is it? If I just thought it'd be 13, because that gives you the super lights on the rest. Jet doesn't know. They said they changed the lock. Yeah, that's just the one number I know. So I'll get him to find out. He's got a touchdown and a pick. Yeah, I'd like to give him
Ready to get ice?
No.
You have to put ice in.
No. You are, yeah. You wanted? Okay. Yeah, you're killed now. Oh, way over there. It's like, why are we stopped? I didn't see it over there. Are you learning lots? You learning lots? Got it. You're hot.
All right, so injured player is on the sidelines, and we return to action. Mitchell Simmons lines up, 1st and 10 from his 45. The fake handoff. They're going to try and go deep, and he airs it out. He's got a man all alone, and it's into his arms. The 5. He won't be caught. Touchdown! Hayden Davies. All day long. He could have eaten a sandwich and played some Xbox on the way in. Mitchell Simmons put it right into his mitts. Touchdown for Team Blue. That was some kind of play call. You could see that one developing as it looked like a safety blitz. Zero coverage, as they call that, or maybe that he just had the speed that he got in behind coverage. But holy, did he ever hit the accelerator on that one. Right into the breadbasket, on a pillow, and we have ourselves a football game. Want to say a big thank you to Judd as well for passing off. Evan Ingram is the name of the player we've been trying to find the name of, and we were just informed that the players switched the jerseys before the game, so poor Judd Graham, the organizer, kind of helpless and not knowing the name. I guess that's why they elected to come out as a team, because they probably switched all the jersey numbers, and that would make sense. But thanks to Judd Graham for figuring that out for us. Worked so hard to put this whole production on and done such a great job, and he's been under siege. Let me tell you, from the first time we talked to Judd about a month ago, he was, man, just so many things that he was juggling, so many things he had to do, and all week long is organizing the jerseys to getting the guys and parents and players and everything. But really, really grateful that Judd brought us out for this, and great guy to work with and such an outstanding product. I really hope this West Can football development program grows year after year after year, and I understand that's hopefully part of the plan. And I'll tell you right now, with the way this game has looked, I'm telling you, there'll be more eyeballs on this one in the future for sure. So a nice touchdown pass from Simmons, looking for the onside kickoff again, and I think that they read the mail from the last one. So they'll scrimmage from, call that one probably about the 46, 47-yard line. So 13-7 here at 46-yard line of the Wild Rose Senior Bowl, put on by West Can Football Development. Here at beautiful Lethbridge, Alberta, University of Lethbridge Community Stadium. Dave Dawson, Calvin Bellows, Aaron Trozzo. Team White has the lead, and El Kadri, Caleb El Kadri, the dangerous one, takes the option, and quick in coverage was the Sam linebacker, number 35 for the blue team, Riley Ostapchuk from Leduc. Able to snuff that one out in the dying seconds here of the opening quarter. Al Kadri's given a healthy dose of Stanko, the running back, so far. 3 receivers into the boundary now. And isolating one on the field side. I wonder what's happening here. This is a neat formation. Airs it out. And that one almost picked off by number 21, Dakota Dennis. Looked like maybe a little bit of either confusion or maybe a little bit of a bunch formation there into the boundary. Anytime you get 3 receivers into the boundary, likely going to be a little bit of confusion. But so we'll go 3rd and 10. (13-7), El Kadri and his gold team, which is the team in white, leads this Wild Rose Bowl. Steps back, takes a look, goes through his reads, takes a second option. The field side pass and almost picked off. And he had nothing but daylight, did Nathaniel Reed. He would be going number 2 all the way down Highway 2 to his hometown of Leduc to put that one in the box for a TD. He was going straight to the house. And often as that does happen on those long field side passes, you get a little bit wide-eyed and take a look at the house before you secure the ball. That'll do it for the opening quarter, and a very entertaining one as they'll set up shop for the next frame, as we will take a breather briefly here.
That's right, let's go, Blue! Oh, probably.
How's it going, Eric? He is not AA. There's one in Edmonton. He is
I think I remember actually the video over
He
there.
probably worked with him.
First and 10 from the 34-yard line goes Team Blue. Start off the second quarter. Mitchell Simmons under center, in shotgun, I should say. 3 receivers to the field side. Has a quick look, takes one read, gets on the roll, and right into the chin straps. Number 24, Colton Lachuk May has had a couple of nice plays so far, but that one, the Medicine Hat native, just slithered out of his head. Outstretched arms. So they'll set up again here. You're just joining us. It's been a defensive and offensive showcase. Evan Ingram, wearing number 13 for Team Gold, is himself a touchdown and a pick. Well, Mitchell Simmons just put just a nice dart right on a pillow for Hayden Davies for the touchdown. And Simmons now under fire, trying to create some open space, and puts it in the hands of Davies again. He's got daylight. Davies, the 40, the 30. He beats one defender, but he won't be caught. Davies, touchdown, Blue! Mitchell Simmons had to scramble to his right and to his left, and then found his relief valve, Hayden Davies, on the field side, and nobody was there. He put on the afterburners. One man to beat, made no mistake. Welcome to the Hayden Davies Show. We're all tied up. 14-13 the score now with the convert. And we have had one entertaining game so far.
Good job, Sunshine. He's like, what? Come on, let's do it again, buddy. Yes, sir! This one. This one's the one that
He's already aged out.
This one's already
Go
aged
down
out,
to
yeah.
Simone Middle School.
Yeah. This is the one that should have gone after high school, decided not to. Great job! Go! I got that shit on Snapchat! One more!
Just a beautiful afternoon in the city of Lethbridge today, the University of Lethbridge Community Stadium. Dave Dawson, Aaron Torrozo, and Calvin Bellows, your broadcast crew here this afternoon in the inaugural Wild Rose Bowl, the senior division. West Can Football Development putting this on for us, and so glad to get the call for this. Just a gorgeous afternoon, a little bit of rain earlier on, but have not been disappointed so far with the football. Nothing's going to keep these guys from playing some top-notch ball today. And on the return, here's some daylight. Juking and jiving, almost crossing center. And Team Gold will have great field position to try and get themselves back out in front here. So 1st and 10 from the 52-yard line for Caleb El-Kadri. The healthy dose of his running back Stanko, and on 1st down, usually that's the direction offensive coordinators will go, and that's what he chooses. All right, into that first line of defenders. That front four not budging. Call it a short gain, maybe an inch or two. I'll call it 2nd and 9. So El-Kadri and company will line up again here. The handoff right through the B gap and into the arms of the defenders. Well, 3rd and medium. It's Callan was the running back on that one. Stanko and Callan are kind of the two that are using as feature backs here. Callan lines up behind El-Kadri again. So 3rd and 5. Steps back. Decent protection. He's got pursuit now. And he takes the option, the relief valve, and snuffed out pretty quick. Great job in pursuit by blue team. So that'll bring up 4th down as they're playing 4 downs in the Wild Rose Bowl here. And that'll be a loss of a substantial amount. So instead of going for it on 4th down, they'll elect to just turn things over as they have that option. Been a very entertaining football game so far here. Thanks so much for joining us wherever you're tuning in from. And in our world today, the media is sure far more based on accessibility. You can watch it buying groceries, you can watch it making dinner, you can watch it out in maybe West Edmonton Mall, quickly stopping for a bite to eat and pop the football game on wherever you are today. Thanks so much for tuning in. Really glad to have you along on the Wild Rose Bowl, the inaugural one. 14-13, the team in blue leads, the team in gold. Gold had a 13-0 lead, but a pair of touchdowns orchestrated by quarterback Mitchell Simmons, who's under center right now, has been the story for them. 1st and 10 from the 25 on the far side hash marks. 3 receivers into the boundary. He's got one lining up as a blocker, likely looking for that rocket-style formation on the pitch. That'll be a short gain of maybe 2 or 3 yards. Simmons is really between those two quarterbacks, El-Kadri and Simmons. That's going to be a gain of, I'll call it 5. It's a decent gain. Two of them have really been using their legs and the mobility. You can tell the maturity and the knowledge of the game of football, where it's when you can block out the nerves and block out the defenders coming at you and you focus in on your first and second. If you get to your third level of progressions, that really tells the intelligence of a quarterback. Far side hash marks, 2 receivers into the boundary. Simmons. That's going to be offside, and that might come back by 5 yards. Simmons is going to take it. He'll gain the first down yardage and more. Crossing the center stripe and takes a bump, but that might come back, I believe. I believe the blue team was offside. I'll wait for the official signal from the referee here again without the... No, it's going against the gold team, so they're going to wave that one off. And a generous gain for Mitchell Simmons, and he'll have that one scrimmaging from the gold 53-yard line. So Simmons, the quarterback here, it's really, as a start for El-Kadri, came out on fire. Simmons has really turned the tide and been the one orchestrating a lot of offense here for the blue team. The Black Falls native really trying to wrangle this one in. 7:33 left in the second quarter. Three receivers stacked into the field side. Interesting formation here as they do separate now. Fakes the handoff. He's going to have to shake some of the pressure, and he goes down deep into the boundary. That one just goes through the outstretched arms of Carson Taylor. A little bit too far for him. Broke off his path a little bit to try and catch up with that ball. Maybe if he kept his feet moving, might have a reception, but we'll set up shop again here. 2nd and 10. Simmons with Stuart Brown beside him. Into the waggle. High snap. Has to get onto it quickly. Simmons making something out of nothing and a gain of about 7. As that front 4 was on him quickly. Had to bobble that high snap at any time. Generally, a quarterback has between, I'd say, 1.3 to 2.1 seconds to make a decision on average. And after that, that's when the pocket collapses pretty quickly. And if that ball is snapped high, that takes you out of the mindset of focusing on your options and you're trying to make a quick read. So 3rd and 4. 3 into the boundary again. Fakes the handoff. Simmons has a look. The pressure comes. It's going to collapse quickly, and Simmons is going to go down. But is that going to be a high tackle? Did a face mask get involved in that one? The blue team might be the beneficiary of some undisciplined play there from Gold, and they might extend this play. Yep. Unnecessary roughness. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty, so this drive will be extended. So Mitchell Simmons really orchestrated. This last quarter has really been sponsored by Simmons. He's going to get more time to play with the pigskin. So we'll see where they spot it as you see a player for blue. Dylan Callan is down on one knee as he'll get the training staff to look at him, and we will pause briefly. Well, the CFL decided to end week 2 on Saturday, but there's some pretty top-notch football on Sunday afternoon here. Thanks so much for joining us wherever you are tuning in from. The Wild Rose Bowl here at the University of Lethbridge Community Stadium. 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line is Mitchell Simmons and his Team Blue. 2 touchdowns he's orchestrated over the last quarter here, and we got ourselves a football game. In hot pursuit, Simmons bombs it out, has a man open, and just over the head of the intended target. And that'll fall up short. Colton Lachuk-May not able to bring that one in. A featured running back who kind of found his way into the defensive backfield there. So 2nd and 10 from the 39-yard line goes the grade 11 quarterback, Mitchell Simmons from Black Falls. I've been known to prognosticate, that's a fun word to say in my broadcast career, and I've made a few predictions. I'll say this one. Grade 11 in blue, number 9, quarterback. He's going to play some post-secondary in the next couple of years. I think I'll say that, or maybe junior football. He's got a bright future ahead. He's orchestrating a nice drive here. Faked me out with that handoff. I thought he still had it. And a nice first down drive for the fullback down the left side of the field into the field side. That was some kind of fake. I thought he still had the ball. Warren Stewart Brown from Sylvan Lake takes that one first down. Mitchell Simmons really putting on a show here for any scouts in attendance, and I've been told there are a couple. So we'll go 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. And there's a player down for Team Gold wearing white, but they've been dubbed as gold. That's number 55, Terrace Brooks Kirsch. As he'll get the training staff to come out, as the water crew will come out as well. You get a nice look at the kind of the ambience of what we're working with here today. The beautiful city of Lethbridge. If you've never been down here before, it's really hard to go anywhere in the city without finding a gorgeous sightline of some sort. Be it a coulee, be it somewhere you just want to stop and take a picture or enter into your moment of zen or whatever is your cup of tea. Just a beautiful, beautiful area in southern Alberta. I spent 3 years of my broadcast career living in Medicine Hat, a number of trips out to these parts, and some fine folks out here and hard-working people. This gorgeous facility. And as the weather was confusing early on, it has cleared up here. As the football has been spectacular today, too. In the game prior to this one, the Junior Bowl, we had a pick 6 on pretty much the last play of the game, which put a fork in that one. It was a pretty exciting one. A defensive showcase, so if you do like defense, feel free to head back and watch that one as well. And this inaugural Wild Rose Bowl here on the West Kent Football Development side, it's been spectacular. 4:29 left in the opening half. Dave Dawson, Calvin Bellows, Aaron Terozzo joining you here for this one. So glad you could fly alongside of us on this Sunday afternoon. Put your feet up, have a bit of Manishlope, but stay with us as long as you can to watch some great football. Simmons, the screen pass. More of a hitch than anything. And Davies shakes off a couple of tackles, still going. How was he still on his feet? I'm not sure which program where he plays the Medicine Hat, if that's McCoy, Hat High School, or Crescent Heights. But I tell you, one of those coaching staffs likely build their entire program around that young man. That's sensational. Open field receiver play, shaking off tackles. I'm not sure if he bathed in Crisco oil before he went out there, but that's the great lower center of gravity. So it's going to be 1st and 10. Oh, nope, excuse me, 2nd and 6. So he didn't actually make the first down. It'd be 1st and goal if he did make it. So Simmons sets up again. Davies into the boundary, boundary slot position. The handoff to his other Medicine Hat option. And he gets gobbled up at in and around the 10-yard line, so that's probably a gain of about 2. Lechuk May was the recipient of that handoff. So that'll be, 3rd and short, so probably less than a yard. That's fullback territory. I wouldn't be surprised if Big 44 stuck that one in his breadbasket and charged right through. Warren Stewart Brown. Play's been whistled in as Simmons gets the final instructions. And again, in 4-down football here this afternoon. A little BC rules football. Might have another couple cracks at getting a first down here. He'd love to take it on the first one. QB keeper it is. And Simmons on the second effort is able to get across and gain the first down yardage. So it'll be 1st and goal from the 6, 7, I believe. We'll call it 6. Somewhere between the 6 and 7. So this has really been a tale of 2 games here as Caleb El-Kadri in this opening quarter of Team Gold shot the lights out. Evan Ingram with a pick and a touchdown. But it's really been a Mitchell Simmons show over the last quarter. And he's pressing to pop another one in here. Again, Davies in that boundary slot position as he's liked him in that target so far. Roll takes the wide option now, and Simmons, all kinds of daylight, is going to walk it in for the touchdown. Why not steal a little bit of glory for yourself, young man? Nothing wrong with that. 20-13 is the score for Team Blue, as they'll look to add another one on the convert here. So, it started off that onside kick that fumbled on the play. Caleb El-Kadri drove the ball down the field, put it in the end zone, and the next play was a pick. El-Kadri drove it down again, put it in the end zone as the cherry on top there. So 21-13 with $1:45 left in the opening half. And then since then, Mitchell Simmons has put this team on his back and drove all the way down the field. 3 times. 21-13 is where we stand. Well, 34 points in the opening half. Let's see what, you got a lot of football left to play here. Let's see what's left. On the kickoff return, all the way down to the 53-yard line, 52 of Team Blue. So that's great field position to start with, as Evan Ingram is the one receiving that kickoff. Kind of the jack of all trades here today for the Gold team wearing white. And Caleb El-Kadri will have good field position, the 54-yard line to start, with $1:40 left in the opening half. All right, so we have a quarterback change actually here for Team Gold. It's going to be Spencer Stanko. He's going to be stepping in. I'm not sure if that was just a wildcat or if Stanko is going to stay in and play quarterback. We'll wait and see here. Obviously, in these bowl games, you want to get all quarterbacks an opportunity to showcase their skills. Same thing happened in the junior game. We saw quite a couple, or 2 different quarterbacks, I should say. Stanko, we saw him play some running back, and I believe Stanko is going to remain in and play quarterback, as El-Kadri has had a really, really good opening part of the game, and El Kadri is out there and lines up in the Wildcat, and that's going to be a procedure. I believe one of the old linemen jumped a little bit early on the play. It's going to bring it back 5 yards. So the argument that it could be potentially an offside call on Blue, but the old linemen looked like they moved early, so we'll set up again now. 2nd and 12. Stanko hands it off to El Kadri. El Kadri takes a look, lots of time, sends it into the wide receiver spot. That gets broken up right into the bench. And knocked on his keister was number 20, O'Connor. So 58 seconds left in the opening half. El Kadri hands it off. That's quickly snuffed out, and so they didn't make a QB change. They're just using some Wildcat options, and El Kadri didn't like what he saw there. Wasn't really happy with the call nor the execution of that play. That'll bring up 3rd down. Or are we on 4th down? Yeah, we're 4th down now, so 4th and 13. So a little too much creativity in offense there, but why not? You're in a bowl game. Try a couple of things out. El Kadri with Stanko in behind him. 3 receivers wide. El Kadri with pressure on. Pocket collapsing. Sends it up in the air, and Ingram hauls that one down. And he's been the story of the game so far for Team Gold, and pulls himself and his team out of some trouble there with a big 1st down catch. First and 10 from the Blue 42. 21 seconds left in the opening half, 21-13. El Kadri has a look to the boundary, takes the slot option. It's Ingram. Gain of about 3 before his forward progress is stopped, so we'll call it probably 2nd and medium. Timeout called by Team Gold to set up the right formation here for time really for 2 plays. If you take a quick shot to the sideline, gain the 1st down yardage, you might take a shot at the end zone here before the end of the half. Essentially 10 seconds is enough for 2 quick plays. All right, 2nd and 8. Maybe the last play of the 1st half. What's El Kadri got up his sleeve here? Takes the field side. Wide receiver shot way on the other side, and Ingram got a little crossed up. Turned to the left instead of the right, and I think Ingram might have lost that in the sun. And the clock didn't start, so looks like they might get a couple more cracks at it. Yeah, the official's saying take 5 seconds off the clock, please. So It's all good. We'll do that. All right. So one last play here, barring a penalty for El Kadri. 3 receivers into the boundary. Likely going to try and isolate Ingram. You see him in that field side slot position. He's got both of them on his own. And a big shot. Lost it in the sun again, likely. Way over the head of number 20. And that'll do it for the opening half. And a very entertaining one at that. 21-13, Team Blue leads Team Gold from the West Can Football Development inaugural Wild Rose Bowl. We'll be back shortly for the third quarter. Stay with us.
Good event, sir. Oh, thank you, man. And you're fantastic.
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. Once you get to know the players and the whole big game, it's hard to broadcast.
and that wet
Sure. Yeah, it was the and once the third and the fourth game, pick 6 and finish the end. That was fun. It's a good one. The Ingram kid, he's a good too, eh? How old is he? He's a good touch.
It's good Tammy plays around in school.
I don't think she understood what I was
Getting out of here. Nice meeting you, bro. Nice to meet you, One more so.
Come on, buddy. Let's go, Blue! Let's go, Tiny! Good job, Miles. Keep it going, guys.
You ready to go? Yeah, okay. Sounds good. Yeah.
We're back for the second half. Third quarter of the Wild Rose Bowl, the senior division. Senior Bowl and the juniors this morning. Senior Bowl here, the West Can Football Development from beautiful University of Lethbridge Community Stadium. Dave Dawson, Calvin Bellows, Aaron Terroza, your broadcast crew. 21-13, Team Blue leads. And to receive the kickoff. Trying to hit first level of blocking, but not able to get by some of that onslaught. Dakota Dennis, the one who got heavily pursued. So, much like he did for the better part of the second quarter and the late stages of the first quarter, Mitchell Simmons is going to command this team, Team Blue, and see if he can build on his 21-13 lead. Often, sometimes they'll make quarterback changes, but why not? Keep it with the guy who's got the hot hand. Pair of touchdowns to his boundary slot receiver, Hayden Davies, some Medicine Hat, and he's got one to keep from himself. Some great blocking by Xavier Buchert on that play as well, playing that right guard position, opening up for Simmons to have all kinds of daylight to drive a truck through and walk it in for the touchdown. So they hand off. On the reverse, quickly swallowed up was Colton Lachuk made. Nowhere to go, tackled for a loss. So it actually looks like Carson Taylor is going to be quarterback here for Team Blue, not Mitchell Simmons, excuse me. Carson Taylor going to start under center here. It's 3 players on the D line for Team Gold. And the hitch into the field side. That is a hit. Erased fairly quickly in the middle. Jaden Sack right in the middle of trying to hit top gear, and he got knocked down pretty quickly by Dylan Callan. Shoulder to shoulder. That's football right there. Trying to get the hitch and go. So right as he was beginning to hit second, third gear, he got taken down on the play. So gain of about 3, we'll call it. So 3rd and 7. Taylor lines up under center. 2 into the boundary. And here comes the blitz on the hitch again. Same kind of play, and he's got first down yardage and more. Gain of almost 20 yards on the play. Moving the ball well, just like it was Mitchell Simmons. Carson Taylor, great start to this second half. Couple of first down yardage, and now into enemy territory. Well, getting close to that, I should say, at their own 53, just their side of center. Pair of touchdowns for Davies, and 1 for Simmons on a keeper. The other side, a touchdown for Ingram, and 1 for El-Kadri and a keeper. So 1st and 10 for the 53 for Team Blue in this Wild Rose Bowl. Senior side, grades 9 to 11. Taylor into the cadence. His 2 players cross. The boundary slot position, and not able to turn around on that was the running back, Colton Lachuk-May. Step for step on that play. Excellent coverage by number 25, Silva. Love his socks too, I should say. Good way to stick out. Not only get noticed for your play, but for your fashion. Nothing wrong with that. Love that boundary slot versus boundary corner, or boundary wide, or boundary slot versus boundary halfback battle. It's a fun one to watch. Always very physical and involves quite a bit of speed. And that is an offside play. He's 5, maybe 6 yards offside, and likely, obviously, the intended target in that one. Is that what often happens when you know the play's coming to you? You get pretty excited and wide-eyed, and he was 4, 5, maybe even 6 yards offside on that, so that'll come back. Mitchell Simmons threw for a touchdown or 2. Okay, so penalty going against the goal team. I didn't hear what the penalty was. Oh, pass interference, okay. I wasn't even watching. The referee was looking down at my roster, so you probably saw that on your screen. Producer Calvin Bellows is here to help me along with that, so appreciate his knowledge. So 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line of Team Gold, and Blue is pressing again. Carson Taylor in a quarterback here, and Simmons out there as a receiver, where he was the orchestrator of all the offense into the opening half. Taylor, 2 guys to the field side. Hands it off, and he's got some daylight. First down yardage and more, and still going. Down to the 28-yard line. Nice drawn-up play there, and a good positive yardage run by number 7, Jaden Sack. So that'll bring the ball all the way down to the 29-yard line, so 1st and 10 for Taylor.
This is why it's great that you make your own money.
Two receivers right and left. Another one lined up as a tight end. Some more pass protection. Taylor right into the breadbasket, and oh so close. Interfered with a little bit was Harlan Pinder. I think that more than anything disrupted the pattern of the pathway of the eyesight of the intended receiver. Sometimes that happens. You just get just enough of a hand in there to just disrupt the concentration of that ball coming into your breadbasket. And that is what caused that incompletion. Hayden Davies already has 2 touchdowns today. Wouldn't he love to turn the trick and put a nice, generous lead to start this third quarter for Team Blue? So 2nd and 10 from the 29-yard line. Taylor into his cadence. 3 receivers wide. And that is going to be a procedure call, I think, so it'll bring it back 5 yards. Yes, it will. Skin him a rinky-dinky-dink. Back 5 yards, go. Team Blue. When your offense is rolling and you don't play together all the time, it's sometimes an old lineman takes a quick peek to the right and sees that you jumped offside and gets nervous and thinks, oh no, is he going to get called? Is he going to hike the ball yet? And things like that happen, the mental battle, but play goes on. 2nd and 15. Taylor takes a look on the field side, looks for the hitch, and that was almost picked off. Right on the radar of Adam Kosiaba, and Kosiaba almost took that one north and in a hurry. If he had another half a second, Kosiaba would still be running. He might be on Highway 3 to Medicine Hat. So 6:30 left in the third, 21-13. Brings up. I think we're on 4th down now, are we not? It shows 3rd on the screen. Similar setup, looking for the hitch. We're going to have an offside call as there's more cloth on the carpet. As I think that may come back again. Wait for the signal from the official. Yep, offside again, Team Blue. So it'll come back 5 more yards. So Carson Taylor's receivers a little bit eager to put some more damage up. I think they've declined the penalty and elected to be 4th down, which will turn the ball over, I believe. Nope, they're gonna take the 4th down yardage. So rather than give Carson Taylor 2 more downs to play with, they elect to take the loss of down instead of taking the yardage and making it 3rd and 20. So here's what's Taylor got here. Into the boundary, takes a look. He's got Simmons open and just a little bit behind him. I think Taylor would probably admit that ball took a bit of a nosedive, maybe didn't come out of his hand cleanly, and it slipped up just short, so that's a turnover on downs. Turning things over to what we may think could be Caleb El-Kadri. Say that 10 times fast. We'll see who leads the offense out here. I do see, as you can see there, 10 in the huddle. As he's the one who's breaking out, so will be El-Kadri. Why not? A really, really smart opening half. Didn't get a lot of time to play with the ball at all on offense in the second quarter, so no fault of his own. Blue had the ball pretty much the entire second quarter. The handoff. Takes the right side gap into the right guard, and that'll get you about probably a 5 yards or so gain. Stanko, I believe that is, 23, the one. Spencer Stanko, who is the one who initiated that. So we'll call it 6, so 2nd and 4 from the 45-yard line for Team Gold, who had a 13-0 lead in the first quarter, and Team Blue has just battled back and made this into a game of their own. But a nice stand there. Let's see what kind of offense the Gold can do here. The fly sweep. And not any positive yards there at all. He lost 3, it looked like. Well scouted out by that linebacking core. I think they might call that a loss of 1. Nope, they're not going to move the sticks at all, so they're going to leave it at, okay, they did bring it back 2, so that'll be 3rd and 6. Direct snap to Stanko, right ahead, and he gains the first down yardage. Brilliant play call by the offensive coordinator, and Stanko with his little bit of Nick Lewis celebration there for your Vikings. So a good start to this drive. It's never a bad thing, and I think that reminiscent of the first quarter when they were able to use Stanko for a good stretch of the drive and then get Ingram out in open space. That's kind of how they scored their touchdown. I wonder if they're going to use Stanko a little more here too. El Kadri rolls out. High percentage pass, going to gain half the yardage. It's a good play call on first down, so we'll call it second and short. Looks like about 4 yards, 3.5 or so. El Kadri getting into a rhythm with this offense again. That first quarter, really in sync, and then really didn't get a chance to touch the ball at all in the second quarter. As El Kadri is going to move out to the field side inside slot position, and Stanko is going to take this direct snap. And on the reverse, the big fullback down the left side. Some big time yardage from the big boy. Up to the 41-yard line. It's a good use of diverse play calling there. Got the end around, you have the fly sweep, you got El Kadri out there in space. Stanko again, lines up under center with El Kadri into the boundary slot position, and he crosses, fakes the handoff. No, he takes it. That's going to be first down. How about this Team Gold offense on this drive? Excellent play calling and great use of talent and allowing them to do what they do best, and that's get players into open field and high percentage passes. You're not looking at anything 15, 20 yards. It's all the dink and dunk and really taking control of the field. And that gives you the option to stretch the field a little bit if you want to. Straight ahead for Stanko, and he's got room. Stanko down to the 12-yard line. So 1st and 10 from the 14 into the red zone. This has been some kind of drive by Callum El Kadri and Team Gold. Hands it off to Stanko. And he has room. Stanko, touchdown! An honorable mention to the offensive play calling. That was an outstanding drive for Team Gold. Callum El Kadri really orchestrating some outstanding positioning and getting players in an open space, and all capped off by Spencer Stanko popping it in from 14 out. So, awaiting the cherry on top. No, they try the two-point convert, the fake convert to tie it up. Don't see that too often, but I like it. I love me some creativity. Is there a Mike O'Shea in the house somewhere? It's 21-19 for Team Blue with 1:03 left in the third quarter. On the return, let's see what Blue's got here. In through a wave of tacklers, but finding some daylight and just past center. Great second effort there by number 29 from Blue, Lucas Kaufman. Good initial blocking and then able to find penetration and relentless, not giving up on it. Great field position for Carson Taylor to begin this drive with 47 seconds left in the third quarter. 21-19, Blue leads in the Wild Rose Bowl, the inaugural West Can football development. Judd Graham has worked tirelessly to put this on. So grateful to be a part of this. So happy to have you along with us as well. Taylor, 3 receivers into the boundary. And that's going to be maybe an offside call as a completion. And he's got daylight down to the 15-yard line. Is Medicine Hat's Colton Lachuk May, but might be all for naught. As we'll have a quick look, it might be offside Blue. Up procedure, up against Blue. Often when it's a procedure, they usually blow it dead right away, so makes me kind of scratch my head, but offside procedure, either one of the two, it's still going to go back 5 yards. That'll negate the generous gain by Colton Lachuk May with 20 seconds left in the third quarter. Carson Taylor and Mitchell Simmons, the 2 quarterbacks for Blue, have really been special today, as has Caleb El-Kadri for Team Gold. What has Taylor got here? He's got a fullback right on his hip pocket, Warren Stewart-Brown. Fakes the handoff. Taylor now lots of time, lets it go, and it's a quack, and that one right into the hands. Almost an interception for number 25 of Gold, Silva. So close. He's been pretty good in coverage, that boundary slot or boundary halfback position. Hasn't really allowed a whole lot into that area. Zipped it up airtight. That'll do it for the third quarter. Those teams will switch sides. Second and 15 from the 51-yard line goes Carson Taylor. Has lots of time to throw. Can think about it. Nice toss just behind the line of scrimmage. And he's got big yards. And he trips over the 25-yard line. Jaden Sack got those wide eyes. Super excited, and I think looks like he could be hurt, but often when those kinds of things happen, that's got hamstring written all over it. You hope he's okay. That was a sensational look by quarterback Carson Taylor, rolling out and just knowing where that line of scrimmage was and literally with a toe on it, bombing it to Sack. And Sack looked like tripping over the 25. He got all excited seeing all that daylight, and you hope for the young man he's okay. Likely in those situations it's usually a hamstring or a calf, but we'll pause briefly here, and 11:31 remaining in the fourth quarter.
I'll probably just say you landed on my foot the wrong way. You know what, I'm going to take it to the football player, the logistics of it all.
Don't shade, I just
It made him so ill. You're trying not to crash. Oh my God. Man down.
All right, so let's watch the replay in the booth here with the guys, and looked like his leg just totally gave out, which you might have had a vantage point of that. But game of football happened so fast and looked like maybe he just lost his footing. But that's the hope for that young man. He's all right, Jaden Sack. Play will continue. 1st and 10 for the 21-yard line. Great field position as Carson Taylor with the pitch. Chuck May picks it back up again and makes positive yards. Able to gain 3 or 4 when it looked like that could have been an impending disaster for Team Blue. So Jaden Sack, it looks like, likely May probably will not return in this game, which for Team Blue isn't very good news, but hope for that young man's future. He's okay. Grand Prairie native. Great football up on that part of the province, I'll tell you. They play their football well up there. Aggressive and, well coached. 2nd and 8. Taylor, that's Simmons now under center. What's he got here in an I formation? And it's Taylor who takes it wide. That's not Taylor. He's got lots of room, and daylight almost. Does he find the end zone? They're calling him out at the 3. Declan Ring almost rang the bell for a touchdown there, but the officials are going to hit the pause button on that, saying that he just stepped out of the 3-yard line. That's a great second effort by number 1 for Team Blue. Second and goal from the 3.5-yard line. I got to say, the play calling in this game has just been sensational. Very, very entertaining contest. 2 minutes into the 4th quarter in the Wild Rose Bowl. Simmons under center again in the I formation. Hands it off to the big fullback, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Blue. As Warren Stewart Brown, the guy who carried it into the end zone, has taken a knee there. That's the one thing I appreciate about the play calling here, and maybe a soapbox moment for me. I never understand why often, unless it's a quarterback sneak in the CFL, you see guys line up in shotgun from the goal line and then hand it off to a running back 5 yards back from the goal line. I never understand that, but a great play call there in I formation, and Stewart Brown, as he hobbles off there, you hope that young man's okay, and he'll take his 6 points and sit down and rest up for 3 plays, as it's 27-19 waiting for the cherry on top here. And Caleb El Kadri licking his lips on the other side of the field, waiting for a chance to get the steering wheel and orchestrate something here.
My screen went off. Why did it go off?
All right, convert successful. 28-19 the score here in the Wild Rose Bowl, the senior side of things. Grades 9, 10, and 11.
There's off the center of
We saw grades 6, 7, and 8 earlier on today, a 12-0 win for Team Blue.
Thanks.
Excuse me, Team Gold won that one 12-0 in the Junior Bowl, and now the senior side here. So 2 times already today, Blue has tried the short kickoff. On the opening kickoff of the game, they tried it. And then the following one after a touchdown, but they read the mail pretty quick. So let's see what happens here. Yep, they're going to go a little deeper. Back to get it's Ingram. Boy, he's been sensational today without that tackle. He is going all the way down, whoop-up drive into the end zone. But grabbed by the kneecaps and good field possession here for El Kadri to start things up. 51-yard line. 1st and 10, Team Gold. Well, we'll call it the 50 for argument's sake. Which, nope, in the Canadian game, that's not center. I know if you're watching from south of the border, you're scratching your head over what? 2 50-yard lines? Canadian game, there's end zones are 20 yards deep, not 10. And obviously, we're playing 4 downs today, but that's more just to showcase the talent. El Kadri on the pitch. And right into the defensive lineman. Nicely grabbed and taken down. Denver Morris. Morris looks like he might actually be lined up as Sam linebacker spot there. Yeah. So El Kadri, receivers in motion. He's got time to throw. Good protection. Into the field side, wide spot, and almost broke it up on the play. Almost came down with it. Was Nathaniel Reed. Nicely broken up. Showcasing the arm of Nathaniel there. Or El Kadri, excuse me. So with how well Blue has controlled the clock in this game today, if we were counting time of possession, I would say there's probably at least a 10-minute discrepancy between Blue and Gold. You got to think Gold's got to put it in the end zone here to make a game of it. El Kadri steps back, now walks into the open pocket. He'll take it himself. He'll gain about 3 or 4 before stepping out of bounds. That'll bring up 4th down and about 6. So let's see what the playbook has here for 4th and 6. Call it maybe 4th and 7, somewhere in between there. So El Kadri lines up. 3 receivers into the boundary, isolating Ingram one-on-one. A Rob Gronkowski play coming up here. Ingram turns and just over the outstretched arms. Looks like he awkwardly took that off his right hand, and he's in a bit of discomfort over it. That'll be a turnover on downs. Ingram, I think, is going to fight that one off. So Blue will take over at the 52-yard line of Team Gold. And with the way that Carson Taylor and Mitchell Simmons have been orchestrating this offense this afternoon, this will be a big stop if Gold is able to prevent the offense here. Let's see what they got. Simmons back under center again. He's thrown for 2 touchdowns and ran for another. Lines up under center in the I formation. Receivers spread out. Now looking for the flea flicker maybe. Nope. And LeChuck May's going to take it in open space on the left side. Interesting play design there. I'm not sure if it was going to be a hitch and go or maybe an end around they were looking for, but maybe even a flea flicker. At this point in time, with the creativity of the offense that I've loved so far, you might see hook and ladder. So 2nd and 5 from the 46-yard line. Simmons under center again. Hands off, and nicely done. And he's got daylight and lots of room and maybe a horse collar tackle on the end. Officials are going to say that was more in the middle of the back, so they'll go without a flag. Stuart Brown on the play. Gain of about 19, 20. Probably high on the sweater more than anything. It looked like it might have been up in the neck, but we'll call it high back sweater. So, officials have the better vantage point than we do. They're on the field, and I'm up here. 32-yard line, they'll call it. So 1st and 10. A nice drive here by Simmons. Boy, has he been a clock garburator, we'll call him today. He has really chewed up everything and not allowed Gold any time to play with that. Nice handoff down the left side, and more daylight. Deja vu from the last drive, what we just saw. And Declan Ring this time will land at about the 9-yard line. Nope, they're going to say he went out at about the 13. 14, 13? So the clock continues to be the enemy of Team Gold right now as they're just watching it tick away, and Mitchell Simmons, pardon the comparison, but at Tom Brady, when he's got the ball in his hands, all you can do is just watch that clock go bye-bye. Simmons now under center. And that I formation has really been successful in the shadows of the goalpost here. Linebackers have had to have their heads on a swivel to find where that ball is going. Great play design that'll cut the distance to the goal in half. But the first down stripe will take it to the 4. So it's in the red zone, but we're going to go 2nd and 6. Simmons looks on his wristband for what kind of options he has as the clock continues to tick on the Wild Rose Bowl. We'll stay with you right until the trophy and award announcements, and then we'll back out and bid you adieu. I understand plans are already being made for potentially doing this again next year, and that's what it sounds like. Love to be part of that again. Thanks so much for joining us. Simmons rolls out, but snuffed out by the linebackers, but still has daylight. Does he make it? Touchdown! Simmons runs for his 2nd of the game, and why not take the glory when you ran it all the way down the field? I believe that drive started in around the 9-minute mark, so we'll call that drive for the 4.5-minute, 7 or 8 plays? That was pretty spectacular. And again, a high snap. It might have been a fake. Why not take it in and add another one? So Ring's going to take it in for 2. So we'll call it 36-19. So that's a 3-score game now, so a pretty heads-up play call there to get that one a little bit of arm's reach. So what's Caleb Alcadre got with 4:48 on the clock? I'll tell you, when you got a guy like Ingram and some of the other offensive talent, Stanko on his roster, there are some options, but you almost figure you got to stretch the field pretty quick here. I don't know if managing the clock and Dink and Duncan, well, you take one shot, I think, to get in good field position, or you look for a great return. That's probably first what you're hoping for. If you can get it on the north side of center, in and around the 50 or the 45-yard line to scrimmage from, that's what you want, or if you take it to the house. A lot of football left here. Don't forget, this game was once 13-0 for Team Gold. And since then, a 36-6 run from Blue. If you didn't already notice, Mitchell Simmons will likely be playing some high-level football in the future of his life. I'll tell you that much. With the aid of some great play calling today, Team Blue has really put on a special performance for sure. Both these teams have, as it goes into the hands of Ingram, as you look to get the block, helping from some blockers. And Ingram has daylight and just got grabbed by a shoulder pad, or he would have been gone. Evan Ingram has a pick and a touchdown today, and wouldn't he love to grab another one? So Ingram trying to find the path of the blockers. When you're a kid that's that talented, you can almost do it on your own, can't you? All right, so what's El Kadri got here? I believe a timeout has been called. Yeah. It's 13, I believe. Or 12. Not sure what the number is on that. And the outside of your vantage point. We'll pause briefly here and get ready for the home stretch on the Senior Bowl, the Wild Rose Bowl, the West Can Pro Football Development.
Oh, definitely. She has been all along. She has her own comedy building. Stephanie, no, it's a different Foley. That's why I wondered if she was related to Stephanie. Another girl. And he's on third, but she canceled last week because the comedian showed up. And I looked at it and I'm like, well, that's not Stephanie. Well, it said the name and it wasn't Stephanie. It was somebody else. All the ads for it. Yeah, she does. Mad Hatter. Yeah. I said, what happened? I said to him, what happens if she has a boyfriend like that? She's very big and very What do you mean?
I could be Bethany, and it wouldn't matter.
Your name would be Bethany, and you would be a boy. No, I'm going to start calling Bethany. No. I've never heard of a female with a name. What's your Let's say J-Y. Yeah, see, that's how I thought it would be spelled.
3, 2,
All right, so that was Evan Ingram down to one knee. You really hope for the outcome of this game and obviously the health of that young man that he's all right and he'll step out for 3 plays and hope that he'll be able to make his return as El Kadri is going to plunge forward and do it on his own. Why not? And he almost gets the first down yardage. I think he lands about 1 yard short. So again, with that clock being the enemy, surprised they're not playing up-tempo offense here, but watching that clock just tick away. Likely going to look for a sideline route here to just stop that clock. As El Kadri waits, that's 20 seconds ticked off the clock since the last one. The handoff to Stanko, gains the first down yardage and maybe more. Yes, a lot more. Stanko has daylight. The 10, the 5, touchdown! Don't go anywhere. We got ourselves a finish. Nice handoff as Stanko jukes and jives and beats a couple of defenders and goes all the way to the house. Spencer Stanko pounds it in, and they'll likely go for 2 here. They have to because it's a 3-possession game. Now a 2-1. Trying to make it even closer to a 1-possession game. That's the goal. Obviously want to tie it up and win it. Stanko onto the wide side, and El Kadri's going to try and keep it and take it in himself. It's been signaled a 2-point convert. So a 9-point difference now. And how big was that last 2-point convert by Team Blue, which turned it in to a 3-possession game, and now a 2. Spencer Stanko, some kind of drive, punching it in for the major score. And in the Wild Rose Bowl, we're in for a finish here. Going to need a big defensive play to get that ball back. Will the team gold. But if you're Team Blue, you do what you've done all game long. Inch by inch, first down by first down, 10 yards at a time. You eat that clock up, and they've done that so perfectly all afternoon. Well, likely look for an onside kick here, I would imagine, or do you kick it deep? Let's see what they're lining up. Yep, they're going to try for an onside kick. So the hands team is out. Boy, what a treat it's been to be part of this one. Really want to say thanks to Judd Graham for inviting us out. And there's the onside kick. Is it recovered? No, taken down by the big offensive lineman for Team Blue. I think that was 57. John Newman was the one who came down with that, and it is. So now it's going to be the defense of Team Gold that's going to have to make a big stop if they want a chance of winning this one. And I'll tell you, Team Blue licking their lips right now, because with the play calling and the talent they've had, some of those options on offense, this is a tough task for Team Gold, because that clock is already ticking. Tick-tock, tick-tock, it's been going. And they're going to eat up as much clock as they can. They're not going to have any sympathy for Team Gold. Simmons under center. Now shotgun, I should say. 2 receivers into the field side. A little bit of confusion. Lechuk May takes it. Lands into a wall. Defensive lineman, and a tackled for a loss. I think maybe dropped for maybe 2 or 3. Dylan Callan on that play. We're going to call the 3-minute warning here, giving each team a chance to kind of regroup and catch a breath. Clock should not be running at the 3-minute warning, but I think that's, yeah, all right, ref blew it in. Wonderful. I'll do my job and let them do theirs. Simmons on the hitch to Ring. Ring gets gobbled up right back to the original line of scrimmage. And timeouts looks like it's going to be called here by Team Gold. Stop the clock. So 3rd and 8. 2:18 left on the clock. 9-point lead for Team Blue. Don't go anywhere. We're in for a finish.
Having a card when it's your brother. Yeah. Somebody else. What's that be after?
Left on the clock. 9-point lead for Team Blue, and they have the ball right now. 3rd and 8 for the Wild Rose Bowl. The inaugural one. Mitchell Simmons has been the story. He's going to get by a defender here. Sends it to the field side. That's a complete pass. He's going to try and stay in bounds. He gets knocked out. Great catch by the man with 2 touchdowns today. Aiden Davies from Medicine Hat. That is a huge catch for Team Blue.
Good job, son! Come on, let's do it again.
Giant formation again. Bunch formation behind center. Simmons lines up. Blitz is coming. Send the house. Hand off will gain about 6 or 7 yards and it'll take us down to about the 4-yard line. Warren Stewart Brown from Sylvan Lake. Call for 41. So 2nd and 5. 2nd and 4, we'll say. Clock ticking away. 1:55. 9-point lead. Boy, it's been a lot of fun. Yeah, thanks to Jeff Grant for doing this. Such a busy guy in the last couple of weeks. So much to try to do. Outstanding job. For a finish here. Simmons under center. Fakes the handoff. Nope, he faked me out. Brody right Guys carrying a lot of mail here. Warren Stewart Brown, the fullback, and likely continual mail. So let's grind that clock right down. Imagine they'll probably try and open up some space and get that 2 shots in the first down here as we do a 4-down football this afternoon. Line up that bunch formation again behind center. One receiver to the boundary. That's Davies. The handoff, and there's the first down run. It's no check. They fumbles it, but I think he's on the ground. That's a big play. It looked like maybe he was already on the ground, but from my vantage point, I'm not sure. So that's a big time play for Team Wolf.
Colts. It's all right, buddy. Good hustle. Good hustle. Get it back, guys.
That's a great recovery by Mason. Okay. I hear he's one of the top prospects in this province. He's told to say that by his dad running the game clock today, but he's had a good game himself. And there's a nice pass. And that might be another 15 tagged on. No, it's right in the middle of the jersey. As Ingram is back and healthy. Evan Ingram has an interception and a touchdown. And with 1 minute of clock, I'll tell you, why not end in dramatic fashion? The last game ended in a pick 6. Good to see Ingram healthy and back again. Let's play whistle down, looking for so that'll be 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line for Team Gold. Quarterback by El Kadri, Caleb El Kadri. 2 receivers to the boundary, 3 field side, and he's got Stanko behind him. Lots of options. Hands it off to Stanko, who's got a touchdown. He would love one here. Stanko, lots of open field, and down to the 46 of Team Blue with 50 seconds on the clock. Believe it, no, maybe timeout might have been called.
Take it off, girls!
First and 10, El Kadri. 50 seconds, 44 on the clock. Here comes the pressure, and it's a fumble! And Team Blue's gonna grab it! And maybe run it in for the major! Down to the 13-yard line! Stanko saying he recovered it. Defense started this game on an interception by Ingram, and pretty fitting that a fumble recovery all the way down into the gold zone is going to be what potentially could finish this. And essentially not sure if they're just going to take a knee here and run the clock out, or maybe run a play or two. As Simmons out there to direct some traffic. Mitchell Simmons. Spectacular game today. Again, we'll stay with you right to the end of the trophy presentation, and then we'll back out for the afternoon. I really hope you enjoyed this inaugural Wild Rose Bowl at the University of Lethbridge Community Stadium. It's West Can Football Development Program. It's been outstanding to be a part of. So glad that we got the call to come out and join you today. Hope that you've enjoyed both of the games if you stuck with us. The junior game, grades 6, 7, and 8, early this afternoon, in and amongst the monsoon of rain that came right at kickoff. And then Mother Nature has really given us something to work with here in this senior game, grades 9, 10, and 11. As Mitchell Simmons heading into grade 12 next year, you got to figure post-secondary schools are licking their lips looking at him. And a number of players obviously involved in that as well, as Simmons is going to take the clock and wind her down. What's he got left? Looking for the Davies hat trick. Does he get there? No. Just a bit over his head and sails onto the track. So with 26 seconds left, a lot of options for player of the game here for Team Blue. I think Ingram probably a pretty good choice for Team Gold or White. Gold, you and I both agreed early on in this game that it was going to be Gold, but Gold is officially the team. White is obviously the jerseys they've been wearing all game. So
Cute.
I don't know if the university will appreciate that all over the field, but.
It is now. Good. Yeah, sun kind of.
Very entertaining Senior Bowl. Wave to the crowd there as well. As
Hey
well,
everybody.
give it to Judd Graham, an in-house announcement.
We're gonna line the boys up and hand out a few awards here, and of course get out the trophy to the team that won our first championship. What a great game! Both teams played their hearts out. It was a great game to watch. It's the best game of football I've watched in a little while. So I couldn't be happier. Our first award for the outstanding defensive player of the game goes to the gold team, number 13, Evan Ingram.
Evan Ingram gets the defensive player of the game for Team Gold, an interception in that first quarter, which led to a touchdown.
You don't have to run if you're hurting, son.
Played the rest of the game a little bit banged up, but outstanding game for number 13. It's organizer Judd Graham right there with Evan Ingram. He's been a busy guy, getting the trophies, hotels, rosters, everything all kind of organized, and he's done a great job
Our
with it.
next award is for the outstanding offensive player, and this award could have gone to a few guys because I saw some great offensive performances out there, but we can only give it to one, and today it's going to number 9 on the blue team, Mitch Simmons.
Yep, that's a pretty good choice, Mitch Simmons. Spent most of this broadcast gushing about him, and I'll tell you right now, that's not the last you're going to hear of him in webcasts, TV broadcasts, maybe radio broadcasts. There'll be a lot of talking about number 9 in the next 5, 10, 15 years of football. We can make that guarantee right there.
And last, and this one's always one that's after my heart as an offensive line coach, but
You send the video.
is the Outstanding Lineman Award, and this goes again to a gold team player, number 50, Denver Moore.
Now the outstanding offensive line player is going to go to number 50 of Team Gold.
I apologize, it's number 50, Dylan Lepka, not Denver Morris.
All right, Dylan Lepka is what I had on my roster as well, and he said a different name, but either way, it's all good.
Thank you. Congratulations. Now, I want to present to Coach Mike Rowe the trophy for our championship. I just want to say for a minute that our championship trophy, we decided to name this trophy after Coach Al Penny Legion, who was a friend to everybody in the football community. I think the guy was a champion in the football community, and he volunteered wherever he could, and he.
So Judd Graham dedicating this trophy presentation,
And we just want to honor him.
which will go to the Team Blue, 36-27. The final score in the inaugural Wild Rose Bowl. As you see them accept that and raise it after their teammates. And Judd saying, hey, why don't you point it towards the families, and they'll get a picture there. A picturesque finish in this one, 36-27. An exciting junior game as well, 12-0. That one finished, a fun one. And this one, lots of offense, great defense, and a lot of players who would likely, I would say,
Great work,
going to be playing some top-notch football in the next 5-10 years of their life. On behalf of Aaron Trozo, as well as Calvin Bell, I'd like to say thanks so much for joining us on this West Ken Football Development inaugural Wild Rose Bowl. I am Dave Dawson saying thanks so much for watching. Have yourself a fantastic rest of your day.
All these people have gone above and beyond, and I want to thank Paul and all the parent volunteers. Thank you so much. We certainly had some hiccups along the way, but this event is just going to get bigger and better, and you folks are the foundation. Thank you so much. Thank you.